You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible.
Brittany, I want to go to you. It was very interesting. Of course, last night, the Democrats did not go along with this Senate bill voting against cloture. It was a lot of conversation today because a lot of the Bernie people were upset with me because I noted that Bernie Sanders was not in Washington, D.C. He was in Vermont, and he had a live stream going last night. Go to my iPad, please. Folks, you will see right here. This is, and actually some of them were lying, saying, well, though, Elizabeth Warren also did not vote. That's not true. What you see here are the people who actually voted last night. You see Mitt Romney not voting. You see right there, Scott of Florida not voting. You also see Mike Lee of Utah not voting. Cory Gardner's on this list. He did not vote, and Rand Paul. Well, all five of them are being quarantined. Sanders was not. They were like, well, this is, you're wrong because it was closer and his vote wouldn't matter anyway. Here's my whole point, Brittany. If you're still in the presidential race and you're talking about, you're about advancing solutions, shouldn't you be in D.C., in the room, negotiating, trying to make it happen, and not in Vermont? Now, he says that was last night. He returned to Washington, D.C. today. I'm sorry. This is all hands on deck. If you are a member of Congress on the House or the Senate side, Republican, Democrat, Independent, I don't care, you need to be in D.C. doing your job.
Yeah, it doesn't look good for Bernie. And, I've been a longtime Bernie supporter. But, yeah, this doesn't look good. He needed to be there to vote. And it's not to say that I don't think he cares about the issues. I think that he first and foremost, the majority of the policies that he's pushing forward, if they were the policies that were governing the nation, we would be in much better shape than under, Donald Trump or even, I would argue, Joe Biden's leadership, because it wouldn't be business as usual. However, this doesn't look good. I've heard a few rumors that he's sick. And of course, if he is sick, it certainly wouldn't help the campaign that he's trying to hold on to if that becomes public knowledge. But it doesn't look good. I have to agree with you on that one, Roland.
And again, I just don't quite understand why Bernie supporters act as if he's infallible, like he can't be criticized or critiqued. Bottom line is, if you want to be a leader, you need to lead. And that is, you should be there talking to colleagues, trying to get them to be on your side as opposed to just staying where you are. Let me also go do this here. So there's been a lot of talk among Democrats that Joe Biden, what happened to Joe? What happened to Joe? Joe should be out there doing daily briefings. Okay, Joe Biden's campaign released this video last night. I want to talk about it. Guys, go to my iPad.
Are trying to put a corporate bailout ahead of millions of families. It's families. It's simply wrong. We should be focusing on families. The White House and the United States Senate Republicans have proposed a $500 billion slush fund for corporations with almost no conditions. And you don't have to tell Americans where it's going to go for months. You don't have to explain what you did with it. The Trump administration could allow money for stock buybacks, for executive pay. Republicans refuse to increase Social Security at the same time, to forgive student loans, to take the necessary steps to stop evictions, ensure food and nutrition for vulnerable families. Senator McConnell should immediately allow a bipartisan vote.
Okay, so here's the deal. All the people, where's Joe? Where's Joe? He was gone for 4 or 5 days. Campaign said they were building this studio in his home to allow them to do these video updates. Here's the deal. And let me just go ahead and be clear. And I talked about this last night on social media. I'll say it right now, Brittany. Love to get your thoughts. What in the hell can Joe Biden actually say every day? Here's the reality. Joe Biden is the former vice president. He's not the current vice president. He's not a cabinet member. He's not a governor. He's not a county official. He's not a mayor. He can't move resources. All Joe Biden can do is do a daily briefing where he criticizes Donald Trump. That's all he can really do. Now, if I'm a Democrat, now, here's the piece. If you want a daily Democratic response, you're actually getting it. You've got Andrew Cuomo, who's the governor of New York. You've got Gavin Newsom, the governor of California. You've got Bill de Blasio, the mayor of New York. You've got J.B. Pritzker, who's the governor of Illinois. You've got the governor of Michigan. You've got the governor of Wisconsin. You've got governors of all these different states like this here. The issue is here. If I'm looking for Joe Biden to comment every day, I need him to say something that's new every day. What is he going to say every day? Wash your hands. Listen to your doctor. If you got a fever, drink some water. I mean, so the reality is it's limiting with what he can say. and pretty much folks are going to be tuning him out. I personally think that that's people who don't like Joe Biden, a lot of the Bernie Sanders people as well. Where's Joe? Where's Joe? Where's Joe? But he doesn't have any resources to move around. And so having Joe Biden do a daily response actually doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't think we need to see a daily response from Joe Biden. I do agree with you there. I think, people do want to hear from Joe Biden because they feel as though this is potentially going to be, God willing, our next president. And they want to hear his plans. However, he did come out with a release and talk about what he would do if he was president, as did Bernie Sanders.
Yeah,
so
but his critics said, his critics said that was 5 days ago. But that's what it was. I
have to say there isn't anything new to say at this point. Like you've said before, we're getting all the information we can on a day-to-day basis from our healthcare professionals and from our leaders on the topic. So, I think you're right. I think hearing anyone else who doesn't actually have the capacity to make a difference doesn't need to have a day-to-day briefing. Like you said, I think Governor Cuomo is doing an excellent job for the Democratic base, talking about his experience in New York specifically.
And here's these foolish people okay, Mr. Sunrise, Roland's an excuse makers, nothing but a Biden shrill. Okay, but again, what the hell is Joe Biden going to say every day? Just tell me. Okay, Mr. Sunrise, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for your comment. I'm waiting for your comment on YouTube. Please type in, what is Joe Biden going to say every day? Who is still in the race and is actually in office? Bernie Sanders. Sanders should be talking every day. He's in the United States Senate. See, this is what is amazing to me when I sit here and again, the Bernie people don't want to sit here and they don't want anybody to criticize their guy. And look, I got the receipts. When Joe Biden is screwed up, I've said it. I've called him out. But I'm sorry. I don't know what in the hell Joe Biden can say every day that's going to be new and different other than, hey, whatever Trump says, I'm going to criticize him. Now, if that's what folks want, that's fine. But let me tell y'all who should be giving a daily update on the Democratic side. Nancy Pelosi, Steny Hoyer, Jim Clyburn, the Democratic leadership. It should be on the Senate side. Chuck Schumer, Elizabeth Warren. It should be Patty Murray. Should be the Democratic leadership. That's what should be doing it. And so the reality is, if you're the Democrats, you get to counter Trump every day by having your governors out there, people who are moving resources, making decisions. Joe Biden has absolutely no decision-making authority whatsoever on the federal, state, county, or city level. That's just my 2 cents. I just don't understand really what the folks are going to hear. So, hey, fine. Biden's going to drop a video every single day. People complain about it. They can say whatever. But I just don't see exactly what in the hell is going to be the case.
All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment.
All right, so a lot of y'all always asking me about some of the pocket squares that I wear. Now, Robert don't have one on. Nope. Now, I don't particularly like the white pocket squares. I don't like even the silk ones. And so I was reading GQ magazine a number of years ago, and I saw this guy who had this pocket square here, and it looks like a flower. This is called a shibori pocket square. This is how the Japanese manipulate the fabric to create this sort of flower effect. So I'm going to take it out and then place it in my hand so you see what it looks like. And I said, man, this is pretty cool. And so I tracked down, it took me a year to find a company that did it. And so they basically about 47 different colors. And so I love them because, again, as men, we don't have many accessories to wear. So we don't have many options. And so this is really a pretty cool pocket square. Now, what I love about this here is you saw when it's in the pocket, it gives you that flower effect like that. But if I wanted to also, unlike because if I flip it and turn it over, it actually gives me a different type of texture. And so therefore it gives me a different look. So there you go. So if you actually want to get one of these shibori pocket squares, we have them in 47 different colors. All you got to do is go to RolandSMartin.com/pocket squares. All right, so first of all, that graphic is way too small. So tomorrow we're going to run it right down here all across the screen. So it's RolandSMartin.com/pocket squares. All you got to do is go to my website and you can actually get this. Now, for those of you who are members of our Bring the Funk fan club, there's a discount for you to get our pocket squares. That's why you also got to be a part of our Bring the Funk fan club. And so that's what we want you to do. And so it's pretty cool. So if you want to jazz your look up, you can do that. In addition, y'all see me with some of the feather pocket squares. My sister, who's a designer, she actually makes these. They're all custom made. So when you also go to the website, you can also order one of the customized feather pocket squares right there at rolandsmartin.com/pocket squares. So please do so. And of course, it goes to support the show. And again, if you're a Bring the Funk fan club member, you get a discount. This is why you should join the fan club.
Now back to your Roland Martin Unfiltered video. You want to check out Roland Martin Unfiltered? YouTube.com/Roland S. Martin. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real. It's Roland Martin Unfiltered. See that name right there? Roland Martin Unfiltered. Like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Roland S. Martin. And don't forget to turn on your notifications so when we go live, you'll know it.